Hello. So I posted a video about C-Max transmission change at home, and people have been wanting an in-depth explanation of how it's done. So I'm going to do that today. So I'm doing my oil change again for my C-Max, my transmission service, and I decided to take the whole thing apart so I could show you what's going on here. So I actually went to the dealership and I asked them to print out the procedure for me, and basically you're not going to do it the way the dealership does it. It's impossible. Because they use a pressure system and they drip it out. It's got to fall at a certain rate when it falls out of the transmission. It's a really weird way. So I'm going to show you how to do it at home. Okay, so what we do is we use the transmission vent, okay, to put in the oil. So here I got a funnel. It's going down, and I'm going to show you, so I took it all apart, show you where it goes. Turn my flashlight on. Okay, I got a flashlight. Okay, so here we go. You can kind of see where it is, although it's really hard. Okay, I gotta get a good view of this. Okay, so. Okay, see right there? That's where it goes. So basically at the very top of the transmission, you have a vent. I'm trying to get a good shot of it. It's hard to get to, but it's not that hard to get to. There it is right there. See it? So that's the vent right there. And it's behind the power inverter. This is a hybrid. Okay? So that's where you fill it. And then the rest of it is down here. Give me a second. Okay. So I just drained it. It drains from that one right there. It takes a T30 Torx. That's the plug. Okay? And this plug also is in the mix. So this plug goes on the side right here. Okay, there's this stud, and then right next to it. Now this is important. This is where the factory will pressurize the system and then watch it drip out. And it's got to drip out at a certain falling rate. And then they know it's good, and they plug it back in. But we're not doing that because that's a weird system. So basically, you end up with taking that out, because when you fill it, if that's plugged in, you're not going to get any fluid to go in your transmission, okay? It's all going to stay in the funnel. So that is your new vent. Since we're using the vent to fill, this is our new vent, and it won't come out. You can see I have the car on jacks, so we're at a level. But it doesn't matter because we know how much oil is going to go into it. Okay, so it doesn't matter that it's not level. It doesn't matter anything. There's no dipstick. It's not a sealed system because it has a vent, but it is what it is. So I keep this hose right here on the car permanently, and I just tape it up over here. because I don't want to have to put the hose on every time. And then I put on the end of the, oops, I just dropped it. Well, there's a little vent that comes in the factory. This is the vent that pops over that that tube on the transmission, and I just put it on the hose instead. So that's it. And a little more information about this transmission. This is a 2013 Ford C-Max. So the deal with the 2014 C-Max is hybrid, not a energy, is that it's a CVT, but it's actually all metal gears, okay? It's all metal gears, and I know that it's an HF35. Later on, they changed the transmission. So this is the first year, 13. I believe it's probably 14, 15, probably the same transmission. I don't really know. But, okay, so what I did was I went to YouTube, and I watched a guy tear apart an HF35 all the way down to nothing. And there is absolutely no rubber band in this CVT. It's a CVT of gears, metal gears. And the weak point is the bearing between the transmission and the motor, okay, the electric motor. That's the very, very weak point. And if you abuse the transmission, it's a pretty tough transmission, but that bearing will go out. So, now you can do your own research and see what's good for you. But since I know that there's no rubber parts in this transmission, I use, and I have been using, and been using for now for at least 40, 50,000 miles, Lucas, turn my thing off here, Lucas stop leak, automatic transmission. I put the whole thing in there. This is almost a quart, a little bit less. And then I put it with Motorcraft Micron LV. This is the LV stuff. So it takes about just a little tad over 4 quarts. And I've been using that system now for a while, and this transmission's lasted me the most that it's the longest I've had. And I paid for a transmission from Ford, and I've put 4 transmissions in within 3 years. So I'm willing to try things, okay? So to do this job, you don't need to take apart all this engine stuff. I just did it to show you where that's going, and just to make my point, to make this whole thing a little easier. So if you put in that Lucas, you want to mix it with some of that LV first, because it's very thick and it'll take a long time to get down there. So you got to mix it, thin it out first. And total goes in is about 4.3 quarts. And all this stuff right here came out of it. So this is all going back in, but it's okay. I'm doing some more work on it anyway. So, so there you go. There's your in-depth transmission service for a 2013 Ford C-Max. Okay, I'll see you later.